Hello everyone, welcome to PassionWaterTarot. My name is Mama Do, and normally at this point I say we're going to dance into the passion waters of your life together. But this is one of the special readings that Spirit guides me to do. This is a missing persons case out of Texas from February 2021. It's a very balanced person. They had a very beautiful energy about them. They have. And they didn't do things unexpected. Okay? But I'm going to tell you now, I have a really sad energy around me right now. That the outcome is not what the mother would want or any other member of the family. So let's start off by asking Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, angels and ancestors to come into this reading with love and light, to provide the highest level of clarity to those receiving messages, and ask that chakras be open to allow those messages to be received with ease. And let me go ahead and say this and get this out of the way now. I will not accept or request money for any missing person or criminal reading. I mean, if you want a private reading, you can email me, and there are charges to private readings, but not if it involves a missing person or a criminal case. These are gifts from Spirit to provide guidance, to help trigger memories. So what the next step should be to bring justice and to locate the person, whether they're still with us on this earth or not. So, if you want to contact me for any reason, if you have questions, concerns, compliments to the chef, or would like to order a private reading, my email is listed below. It's PassionWaterTarot@gmail.com. But let's talk about this young lady. Hold on. You know, I'm never ready to go back to where I need to be. This young lady went missing, or was last verified being seen at 10:35 p.m. on February the 3rd, 2021. Her name is Cynthia now I hope I pronounced this correctly, BAH-TRAORE. T-R-A-O-R-E, Traore. She's from Crowley, Texas. And when she was reported missing by her mother and her family, the police discovered that she was last seen on a gas station surveillance footage on February the 3rd at 10:35 p.m. at night. The station is located in Grandview, Texas, about 26 miles south of Crowley. It's right off the Interstate 3 West. Nobody has been able to get in touch with Cynthia or locate her since that time. At the time that Cynthia went missing, she was 39 years old. And she was visibly on camera to be seen behind the wheel of her car, by the way. Her car is a metallic blue Mazda CX-5 with Texas license plate numbers NMJ38 8-3. Nobody, they couldn't see inside the car well enough to tell what she was wearing, but they could see it was visibly her. Investigators have not revealed if there was any information received from her cell phone records or anything to do with personal or employment relationships. Nobody has come forward at this point that I'm aware of to say why she was in Grandview that night. And nobody has spoke up saying that they believe foul play is involved. Just that she's a missing woman. At the time of her disappearance, she's described as 5'6", so she's like 2.5 inches taller than me, and 160 pounds, so almost twice my size. She has black, dark brown hair and brown eyes. She had no visible tattoos or scars. Now, they couldn't tell what she was wearing in the car, but she was last known to be wearing a long-sleeve blue shirt, black pants, gray and white shoes, and she was carrying a red purse with plaid markings. And that's from people that had been with her earlier in the day. What do you think happened to Cynthia on her drive home? She had 26 miles to go. It was 10:30 at night, February the 3rd, 2021. So it was before that crazy freeze that hit on Valentine's Day, or right at Valentine's Day in Texas in 2021, and Oklahoma. I know we got it in Oklahoma. I believe they got it in Louisiana. I believe Arkansas got it. I mean, it was a crazy time. But this was before then. I pulled up a map of where this gas station is. Let's see if I can find the map. There we go. So, leaving the gas station in Grandview, it's called Grandview Fast Stop. She would drive straight through Alvarado. You know, I said it was Highway 3. It's Highway 35. Forgive me. But she would have, if she was taking the shortest route home, she would have driven straight through Alvarado. And if she drives like me, she would have taken the next shortcut home to avoid the high traffic area in Crowley where 35 merges. But that's the way I drive. Not everybody drives that way. Some people are not confident enough, or they're just creatures of habit. What do you think happened to Cynthia? Where do you think Cynthia is? I can tell you what Spirit's telling me already, but I'm going to let Spirit do it in the cards. That's why I have such a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. Literally, I feel confined in this area of my chest, as if I've been traumatized by an injury. So let's ask Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, angels and ancestors, the who, what, when, how, and why Cynthia is missing. So what messages, Spirit, would you like to reveal to us regarding Cynthia going missing on her drive home, February the 3rd, 2021? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? You know, this was not a real high traffic area. I'm not even going to call it a big crime area. It's a pretty, almost mediocre sized town area. Yeah, she was very grounded. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. It feels like one of my lungs are not working all of a sudden. She was a very, she had her head on straight. That's what I want to say. Cynthia had her head on straight. Just 39-year-old woman living life. Having a good time. But taking responsibility for what she needs to. She's very stable, grounded, close to her family. What else do you have, Spirit, to provide to us for what occurred to cause Cynthia to go missing? I'm choking. I feel as though I'm not getting all the air that I need. Goodness. Queen of Swords in reverse. She was keeping a secret. Really? She didn't want to speak her truth. It wasn't, it didn't meet the criteria that had been set out for her life, so to speak. And she wasn't going to take any leaps of faith. She was very balanced. I can't say that enough. That whatever this was that interested her, that's showing up here, that was on her mind that night, it was almost like a fantasy. She wanted to participate, but she wasn't going to ruin her happy house or happy home. She wasn't going to take a leap of faith and throw away her happy life. Was this a new person? I asked one question, Spirit gives me all these cards, right? Well, this is what happened. This is the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Her marriage, her relationship was not the most solid. It had some bumpy roads in it. But you know, a lot of relationships do. People are growing together and they're getting to know one another still. It's not easy living with another human being. It's one of our most challenging tasks that's asked of us. The King of Swords in reverse. She found out about a deception. And it really hurt her. It worried her. It concerned her. It removed some of her happiness. The Sun in reverse. I've never had Spirit tell me this particular expression before, but she was fighting for her happiness beyond the heartbreak. The Seven of Wands, that's her fighting for what she believes in. And she's driving this whole time that this is occurring in her mind. And she's playing this scenario out over and over again. She's upset, she's crying, she's sad, she's heartbroken. And she's still in love with whoever this very near and dear soulmate is. And the Two of Wands. Suddenly, she's distracted from her path. The car is distracted from its path. Whether it's to avoid an animal, because of a blowout, because of another vehicle that appeared in her lane, Spirit is guiding me, and has from the minute that I opened this case to start learning about Cynthia. That Cynthia's car is in a group of trees, well hidden, but it's blue, so it's blending in with the greenery around it. And because she accidentally, not intentionally, drove off the road that night. It was late. She had a lot going on in her mind. She was distracted. And then suddenly, there was a significant change. And Spirit is telling me it's in a group of trees. It may be easier to spot as summer is starting to end, but it would be amazing if search crews can go out and focus on the tree areas to locate Cynthia, so her family can bring her home. So what clarifying card, Spirit, do you have to provide to us regarding Cynthia being missing? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? This group was not supposed to come out. Those two are. She doesn't feel like, before the wreck, before the distraction of whatever occurred in front of her, she didn't want to go back to how things were before. She didn't want to lose this significant relationship that she's in. She wants it to remain stable. She wants to see new growth. She wanted it to flourish. So this is not her self-harming at all. That's not what frame of mind she's in. She's upset. Somebody has hidden some things from her, been somewhat deceptive, and it hurt her. But she was already planning her next steps to find a way to bring happiness back to fruition. See, there she is. She's on that path to happiness again, to finding a way to be successful in her mission, so to speak. Now, regarding what occurred February the 3rd, 2021, can you please tell us any more information, offer clarifying cards regarding Cynthia being missing? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. Yeah. 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. even though this really did have to do with a situation that wasn't balanced, a situation that had become unbalanced, that there was a third party involved. Now, whether that is one of her children's boyfriend, girlfriend, a family member, or her significant other having a third party involved, she already was planning on how to heal the broken heart and improve the relationship. Because that's just who Cynthia is. That's the kind of the person Cynthia is. She finds success in her stories. She finds success in her movements, in her actions. The person that was not honest did not bring justice to the situation and literally cast shame and doubt, which was harsh. Shame is a very difficult thing for any person to deal with. And many of us will not speak out to others in order to conceal our shame. But even in doing so, Cynthia has this amazing energy of healing, of self-love. I don't even know where my camera is. That's so sad. Next clarifying card is the Queen of Wands. See, that's her saying, I know what I want. I know how I'm going to get it. And I know how successful I'm going to be in the end. Because Spirit's got my back. I am protected. And this is bringing a stable, loving environment to my 1111 card. That foundation for happiness, family, and friends. That was what was on her mind. And then all of a sudden, this animal appeared. The tire blew out. The traction bar on the tire broke. Whatever it was, another vehicle in her lane. And she veered without being able to control it. And that is how she ended down into the trees. And it's down, literally down like this into the trees. The trees are tall, but yet this is not a bridge. It's just like a little gulch. Did I say that right? Gulch. You know, as Texans talk funny. She's in like a little gulch. And the car is hidden. Now more so than ever because we have the summer growth over top of this blue car. A drone in those areas would absolutely be amazing. Let's see if we have a clarifier for that Two of Wands. What was it that happened to cause Cynthia to veer off the highway that night? She sustained injuries in the wreck that left her unable to call out for help. If they have investigated that phone, it has pinged near there. You know where to fly that damn drone. Find her. Let her go home. Yeah, I got a little tense and Spirit gave me a lot of cards. Alright, let's see what we get. The High Priestess. Things are being revealed behind a pomegranate curtain. Isn't that amazing? A pomegranate curtain. So is there some flowers close by? Some fruit? that's revealing the secrets that it's holding. Seeing is believing. Literally, seeing is believing. Because this area has been searched. It's been searched on foot. But it wasn't noted. Cynthia couldn't call out for help. She couldn't breathe. The steering wheel cracked her ribs, punctured a lung. I can't get a good breath most of the time during this reading. Put her in a state of weakness. A state of injury. She knew she was very injured and that she most likely was not going to be located. She didn't have a way to get out of it. She did not see a way to get out of the car or even to reach that cell phone. She didn't give up at that point. She did what she normally does. She accepted her reality and moved forward with the best circumstances. She stopped trying to be emotional about the situation so that she could think very logically, okay? Hold on. Thinking so emotional about the situation was not helping her retain her energy or her level-headedness. So she took emotions out of the situation to see what she could do to bring herself comfort and calmness and peace as she sat there in that car, unable to breathe, knowing she was never getting out of it, knowing at least not getting out of it while breathing, okay? That there was nobody coming to the rescue. Nobody had saw the wreck or at least noticed that it was a wreck. She knew she was dying. She couldn't breathe. The one solace to this situation, with her having a difficult time breathing, her oxygen saturations would have been dropping, and along with that, whenever your oxygen is very low or you're very dehydrated, which she wouldn't have been by that time, the one thing that happens naturally is you become confused. And you become very happy, very ecstatic. Everything's happy making. And this was the situation that she saw in front of her. As her oxygen continued to plummet, and she had no way of getting out. The seatbelt wouldn't even come undone. And she couldn't breathe. The steering wheel had crushed her ribs, punctured her lungs. It was a horrific wreck. Is there any other clarifier, Spirit, for this reading? I know I have this deck, but it's because of how many I got out of there that Spirit guided me to pick this deck up to see if there's any clarifiers regarding Cynthia's frame of mind at the time that she had the wreck. I can't ask you enough. Investigators, detectives, family, get a drone up. That's it. Holy Spirit, Spirit God, angels, and ancestors, can you guide us to where Cynthia's car is at? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Let me bring up that map. Knight of Wands in reverse. You know what that says to me? She was past Alvarado. She had made it past Alvarado before this occurred. Knight of Wands. It says past Alvarado to me. That's what Spirit is telling me. What is this? I'm looking for an area that has a lot of trees, because that's where she's at. This is not what's that? Okay. Yeah, just past Alvarado's is a really large grove of trees. Please fly a drone over there. The car's not upright. It's not flipped over either. It's at an angle. It's at a slant. Now, continuing up, there is another area that is a huge grove of trees. But she literally would have had to drive across a service road to get to it. No, she wouldn't have. Sorry, they've got, yeah, Burleson Boulevard would be the one. Okay, there's groves of trees out there, guys. She's in one of them. It's past Alvarado. It's not down there by Grandview. It's between Alvarado and Crowley. Between Alvarado and home. I don't have the actual home address to map this out completely. I wish I did, because I really would like to see more situations where there's groves of trees. Now, the most likely outcome of this reading is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Not getting the answers that you're comfortable with. The Knight of Pentacles is really having to stay on top of the case. Whoever is investing themselves in this case, there's, for every one of you that are invested, there's 2 that are not, that are supposed to be. Whether that's detectives or investigators, police, whoever it is, they're just all saying she has the right to disappear. Sure she does, if she's leaving voluntarily. But whenever you leave under mysterious circumstances like this is not voluntarily. And she needs to be located. But this is going to take those who are dedicated to search, to get this drone up in the air. The license plate's visible. The back of the car is what's in the air. Look for that. Print a picture out of the back of the car so you can get somebody to Photoshop it at an angle so you have an idea of what you're looking for on that drone footage, okay? So, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Hierophant in reverse. So the powers that be are not wanting to put in the resources or the time to help locate Cynthia. The mother's already done a GoFundMe. I don't think it's active anymore. I really didn't look. I saw it. I just didn't look at it to see if it was still active. I know that she raised more, like 3 times as much money as she had intended to pay for a private investigator. And I certainly hope he is doing some drone searches because she's out there. But it's very frustrating to Cynthia's family, friends, and soulmates that they are not getting more cooperation and more help from the police, the sheriffs, and missing person groups to help locate her. Literally, Spirit is telling me it's just going to take a drone. That's it. It's going to be hella beautiful to be able to say we can place her at rest once somebody puts a drone in the air. I have to know. Is there any other information, Spirit, from Cynthia to her friends, to her family, to her soulmate? Be strong and go out and live your best life. It's what I always wanted for you. That's coming from Cynthia. It's what she always wanted for you. Go live your best life. So, from Cynthia, from Spirit God, angels and ancestors, please provide a Romance Angel Oracle card for those invested in this case. Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? She never made it to Crowley that night. Knight of Wands in reverse. She never made it home. Her intended location. Free yourself from this energy. Free yourself from feeling that you didn't do enough. Free yourself from trying to accept blame or even placing blame. It is time to take control of your life. Move towards your happiness. Live your best life. Cynthia wants that for you all. And for the Archangel Oracle card, to you all from Spirit God, angels, ancestors, and Cynthia. Patience. Be patient. Be patient. Not everybody has the same heart you have. Please be patient. Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Basically, you're getting closer and closer and closer to find her. Well, see, I can't even speak. The words won't even come out right because I can't get all the air I need. You're getting closer. But you're going to attract a whole lot more bees with honey than with vinegar. These people will be more cooperative whenever you're patient with them. It may not be how we want to act because we really want them to do their job well, but sometimes you attract a whole lot more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay? So, from Spirit Guide, Angels and Ancestors, and Cynthia. A card of advice from Oracle of the Shapeshifters for any and all invested in this reading, including detectives and investigators. Butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness and hope return. Oh my gosh, that is such a Cynthia type personality right there. This is coming straight from her to you all. This is hella beautiful. No, I don't know her, but I feel her, and it's amazing. You have begun to be used to things being gloomy and dark, and you have. I mean, you've been 6 months, almost 7 months, looking for her, trying to figure out what happened, where it happened. And you have begun to take on a pessimistic mindset. So now it's time to make a change. And the butterfly in gloom is cutting through the fog of self-pity and showing you a way out of the dark places. Darkness has been a resting place, a place of solace. But it is, the butterfly indicates, time to cut through the fear of being seen and move into the light and go out, be public, and even be social for a time. You will always have the safe place to return to. But for now, the butterfly beckons you into the sun. It is time to do things that send the universe a powerful message that you are embracing hope. For hope has come to find you. That's Cynthia's energy coming to you. And you cannot deny her sweet presence in your life, no matter how sad you have felt. It is time to come out and play for a while. Today is not yesterday. We ourselves change. How can our works and thoughts, if they are always to be the fittest, continue always the same? Change indeed is painful, yet every needful, and if memory has its force and worth, so also has hope. Now that was by Thomas Carlyle, philosopher and poet from 1795 to 1881. And hope is what Cynthia is all about. Even when things upset her. She digested the situation and then she moved on to how she could make things better. And she says that you all need to do that now too. And you all will locate her. She is out there. And if anybody has seen this car or noticed a car off the side of the road, please notify the police department in that vicinity, whether it's Grandview, Alvarado, or Crowley, so that they can come out and investigate the situation. I'm sending you all love and light. And I'll see you all soon with your next reading. And we're praying that Cynthia is located soon. Namaste.